Custom polo shirt, bro. Just pick all your horses about the flow and patch them on the shirt.
Hey, Jay, I'll just donate them all and just go and get money.
There's gonna be somebody less fortunate walk around with a clean polo with no horse. No clothes.
Well, all types of other stuff like money, bro. I haven't seen you with polo yet. I got rid of all
money. What happened to your polo? What's that? You know polo, bro. I don't wear polo. Flint, you used to be a polo connoisseur. You went to the polo fashion week in Kentucky. Yeah, I don't do polo no more now. It's like, all right, dude. Don't ask me about it again either. All right, relax. Don't tell me to relax. You relax.
You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my nigga. You ain't gotta try so hard.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 35 of You Ain't Got a Lie podcast. You may get this a little late. We had a little technical difficulties that kind of pushed the videos back. But whenever you get this, thank you for tuning in. I'm your co-host, 2ABJ, aka JSHD.
And it's your boy F Money or Money for Sure. How's everybody doing today? And Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to you, Jay. How's your New Year going so far?
It's been very interesting so far. Very colorful, but yeah, I plan on writing my goals down sometime soon and mapping out a plan to make those happen. So, you know, they say I previously never write down stuff like that, but I've been told by multiple people that it's like, hey, write it down, telling you it makes a difference. And so I'm going to be open-minded. So I plan on getting together with my lovely lady. You know, me and her are going to write down our goals for this year, basically, at some point, sometime soon. So that's what we're planning on doing. What about you? Do you write your goals down, or you just kind of?
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start doing that. I had got some books from my dad. I started doing a little bit of reading, but it's a book called Think and Grow Rich. You know, and I started reading that book, and one of the things the successful people in the book had did was write down their goals, and they would repeat it. But they basically also will put themselves in a situation where either you win or you lose. Like say if it's like this, right? Say if your goal was to make the NFL, right? And you put everything aside, quit your job, quit everything, and just the goal was to make the NFL. And if you didn't make it, you failed. That's basically what some of the guys had did in their life. They basically was like, I have to succeed or I fail.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a hard thing to do. But I'm like, you know, and then I got another book that I'm going to be reading called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into reading too, but it's not for like higher learning reading. I'm trying to get back. Like, I want to enjoy reading, so I've picked up a murder mystery book. So I'm starting that. That's one of my goals this year, to start reading again and get back into the love of it. Because it's a gift to be able to read. Some people are blind and never get to experience that, you know. So, but without further ado, we got some stuff on deck for y'all today. We're going to be talking about, are sequels worth it? There's a lot of movie franchises out there, and there's a ton of movies that are getting sequels, and we're just like, why does this have a sequel? So me and Money are going to talk about, should some of these movies have sequels? And we're also going to be talking about what Rotten Tomatoes, because that's like one of the most respected movie review websites out there in the world. Week 18 has a lot of games that are significant to playoff positioning and playoff spots. Perfect example is Carolina has to win Week 18 to make the playoffs, but we'll get to that later. We're going to touch on the NBA too, right? We're going to talk about some things in the NBA. No, not this week.
I'll say nah. We're focused on the playoffs right now. We're focused on the playoffs.
And what else did I miss that we're going to talk about?
Yeah. Well, with the first part, you were saying just movies. I actually had some shows that I thought went on
okay,
for
we
too
can talk
long.
about that too. So you want to take the lead for the first topic?
Yes. Okay, so we're going to talk about, is it worth it for, sequels with movies and shows, right? So I'll say the first show I had to bring up, Jay, This show went on for 14 years. They say that it went on for 46 seasons. You know what show I'm
Yeah.
talking about, don't you? You already know. Ridiculousness. And I would say at the
It
beginning the
was.
show was great. And then after a
It
while it
kind of
just
yeah, it did
got
start to get
dull,
stale.
bro. Like I just stopped watching it.
And I'm also curious of how they combine to 46 seasons. Like, did they like, oh, every 10 episodes is a new season? Like, how did they come up with the math of that? They get 46 seasons out of 14 years. But regardless of which, yes, Ridiculousness is finally in. They aired their last episode, I want to say the 24th or around there, sometime recently. They recently aired their last episode, so there'll be no more Ridiculousness. But that show got to the point you turned to MTV, that's all you saw was Ridiculousness. There was nothing else, just Ridiculousness, and it was just insane.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see what direction MTV as a channel is going to go, since that was 90% of what they played. But yeah, that went on way too long. Catfish is a great one
Catfish.
though. I like Catfish, but it did start to feel like it started to feel like, I think even in one episode somebody was like, "Oh, I did it so I can be on TV." So it was like, really?
I'll say the first few seasons
I did too.
I liked Catfish. But I'll say with Catfish, it went for 9 seasons. I think if it went for 7, we'd have been like, man, that was a perfect balance. But I think the last 2 seasons were unforgettable, just being honest. But I do like watching the show, like watching the reruns whenever I see them.
And then they did a
type of
spinoff,
thing.
which
But
I
I'll
kind of was
say,
interested in, but they canceled that real quick. I think they did one season of that with like 3 episodes, but it was like a spinoff. I forget what it was about. I
What
forget
was
what it
the
was about,
spinoff?
but it was a spinoff, and it didn't have Neve, and it had a couple other people, and I think they're like doing like,
Was
I
it a
think it was a
woman?
woman, but they're doing like investigative work on people that are like scamming or something. It was something different, but it was different. That's why I piqued my interest originally, but it didn't last.
I agree. I like the spinoff too because I did see it. Another one, Jay. I'm gonna say another one people may disagree with me about is All American. I like All American. I would say the main reason why I bring up All American because they have 8 seasons. I enjoyed all the seasons, but the main thing with me is they had to spin off Homecoming, and I just don't think Homecoming was as good as the original All American. That's my main thing with that one. I'm gonna say we're gonna talk about some shows that were also. I'll say The Office had 9 seasons. I'll say that's one of the shows that had a lot of seasons that people still enjoyed. So I'll say that's one. But then we have to start talking about movies and also shows that we wish had more seasons. Like think about it, The Wayans Bros, right? 5 seasons. That show was great. Everybody loved it, right? Martin,
Well,
5
we know why
seasons.
Martin ended.
Yeah. We have Everyone Hates Chris, 4 seasons. You know, Fresh Prince, 6 seasons. I think around 4 to 6 seasons is really a great, pedometer for
Okay.
the shows. I think, people be like, yeah, we missed them and that type of thing. And I'll let you start talking about your shows, and then we get the movies. I'll come back and we'll talk about the movies.
No, I'm all in on movies. I didn't really think of shows and their seasons. I was more so focused on the movie end. I know you were excited about this one, but it's apparently Malcolm in the Middle is getting a revival. I've never watched that show, so I don't really have an opinion on it. But I know you had an opinion on it.
I don't think because with The Office they coming out with a paper. I don't think when a show is successful like that and it's back in the day, the sitcoms aren't the same. Things
Right.
aren't the same anymore. So I don't think that it will be as great as it was back in the day. Like I'm like, yeah, it's cool and everything, but the characters are older. Everybody's older, so it's not gonna be the same.
No, I totally get it. Totally agree. And that's what happened with Arrested Development. Arrested Development was on like a 3 or 4 year hiatus, and season one was really good. And then they went on that 3 or 4 year hiatus and tried to bring it back, and it's just to me it wasn't the same afterwards. The season two was okay, but then season three and four just got bad from there. And since you got me thinking about TV shows that went on for too long, The League. It was about these guys who played fantasy football, and they had real
Oh,
NFL players in a couple of episodes guest starring. Season one, awesome, great. Season two, really good. Season three, eh. And then after that, it started to go away from football to like it just got dumb. I'm just as plain and blatant as I could say it. It just got really dumb to me, and it got off topic, and it was bad. And then they have this trophy in the show called the Sheba, and they named it after some girl from their school. Like I think she was like weird or something. That's why they named it to her. So fast forward to like season 5 or 6, one of the main cast members is dating the girl Sheba, but he didn't tell her they have a trophy named after her. It was just weird. It got really weird. So I think that one went on way too long. But more so movies. So we have film enterprises that have multiple sequels, and I personally think sometimes the sequels are too much, and in some situations, very rarely in my opinion, I think the sequels is better than the original. You have a couple film franchises such as Toy Story and Harry Potter where the sequels were considered good by Rotten Tomatoes standard. So Toy Story 1, they gave it a 100% perfect score. Toy Story 2 got a perfect score. Toy Story 3 got 98%, and Toy Story 4 got 96%. So it got weaker towards 3 and 4, but I mean 98%, 96% is still an excellent score. So that means those films are still great. I don't even remember Toy Story 2 too much. I remember the first one I thought was an excellent film. I thought 3 was weird. I didn't even finish 3, and I never seen 4. So but based on Rotten Tomatoes, one of the most trusted websites out there for movie reviews, they said that was a pretty consistent film franchise. And then you have other ones such as Shrek. Shrek 1 did really good, 88%. Shrek 2, Rotten Tomatoes believes Shrek 2 is better than Shrek, the original. They gave it the 89%.
wow.
And then in Shrek 3, they fall off a cliff at 41%.
You know they're
They
making
did.
a
They made
four
a
and
4.
five.
4 got 58%. I don't think five's out yet, so that doesn't have a
Yeah.
score. So it's like,
So you went from
yes.
80 to 50.
So you can get away with a 1 and a 2. Do I think every film needs a 1 and a 2? No. But you can get away with a 1 and a 2. But it's hard to be consistent. Another, and this is actually an unpopular opinion because I've talked to a couple of Harry Potter fans, but Harry Potter 1 got an 80%. Harry Potter 2 got an 82%. Harry Potter 3, on the other hand, got 91%. And Harry Potter 4 got 88%.
Wow.
So based on Rotten Tomatoes, they felt 3 and 4 was better than 1 and 2. And I know a couple people who very strongly disagree with that.
Wow. That's all I can say. I'll say I'll say the thing is with Toy Story, I remember 1 and 2, 3. I don't remember 3 or 4. And then, 5. I don't remember, I didn't see, 3 or 4, so of course I haven't seen 5. But I'm looking at them and I'm like, 1 and 2, I agree with Shrek was good. 3, it's like, nah, y'all doing too much. I think some movies do deserve sequels if you leave an ending that's like open ended. Like end it. Either end it or
Right.
don't end it type thing. But don't leave it open ended. That's when I think you need a sequel.
I like when movies
But
do one
if
and
you
it's
don't,
open
if you leave
ended
it like
and then they don't follow up with a sequel because it leaves you wanting more. And I think that makes that film that much better. Like you only can tell the same joke so many times.
Really?
Like Jaws, the original Jaws got 97%, considered one of the greatest films ever. You know what I'm saying? Jaws 2 got 57%. And then Jaws
Wow,
3
that's a huge drop.
fell all the way to 10%.
What does 10% mean? Like that
Unwatchable,
movie's
exactly.
unwatchable.
10% means it's unwatchable. That's how bad the Jaws series got. You went from making a great film, and I seen Jaws 1. It's actually really good for the time and the cinematography and the special effects for it was a really good film. So to go from a film that's considered one of the greatest ever to a film that was unwatchable, it's like at some point you got to acknowledge we're doing too much. Especially like if you did Jaws 1 and then Jaws 2 and the public review is, oh, that wasn't a good film. It wasn't as good as the first one, which most, like I said, most sequels aren't. So it's like, all right, cool. We didn't do as good, but you will have to be in the 80s. Be like, okay, it wasn't as good, but it was still good. It was mixed reviews on Jaws 2. A lot of people was like, I didn't really care for it. So you have people saying they didn't care for it to like, oh, we're going to double down on their ass. Excuse me, triple down on them. And then you give me a 10%. No good. No good.
I mean, you bombed in box office.
Another one, Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 79%. Meaning it was a decent film, a pretty good film. Pirates of the Caribbean 2 dropped to 53. So it became a good film to an okay film. Pirates of the Caribbean 3 dropped to 43%. Pirates of the Caribbean 4 is at 32%. So now we're getting close to unwatchable territory.
Why are you making it 3?
We're not quite there, but we're getting close to it.
Why would you make a 3 if 2 got 50%?
Why'd you make a 4 if 3 got 43%? Like we're not improving.
I'm saying.
You mentioned Saw. I personally like Saw 1 a lot. I love the twist at the end for Saw 1. Saw 1 got 50%. So people felt either way about it. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Saw 2 got 39%. You see where this is going, right? Saw 3 got 28%.
Unwatchable.
Saw 4, 18%.
You know how many Saw movies there are, bro? 10. So what
oh
is
my
it?
goodness.
What's the
They
last
probably
movie?
got bad, bro.
Zero,
there is a chance.
1%?
There is a chance because 18 is such a low bar, money. 18 is such a low bar that maybe Saw 8 or 7 got to like 25 or 30. Because 18 is such a low bar. I think that's on the board. And then you have some film franchises, which I didn't see but 2 or 3, but I wrote down one because it's a popular one. People at least heard of if they haven't seen it. The Mission Impossible franchises. They did the opposite. So Mission Impossible 1 was 58%. Mission Impossible 2 was 67%. Mission Impossible 3 was 73%. And Mission Impossible 4 was 93%.
Wow. So, like, how many movies has that happened to? That's everybody's like, man, the fourth
Not
is
many.
better
Like I said,
than
I've
all
seen
the
2 or
other
3
ones.
that out of my research. I didn't, like I said, they weren't really recognizable as Mission Impossible is. So that's why I stuck with that one. But it is a couple franchises where they do the opposite. Each movie gets better, which is what you want theoretically in the sequel. You want each film to be better than the last. You want to continue telling that story and still keep people captivated. That's why I give Harry Potter so much credit, because their movies are consistent. You stay captivated. And I had recently watched, I want to say 4, and I was a little upset because in the very beginning, I like movies where I can't predict the ending. That's how you hook me in. If I start predicting what's going to happen next, I get frustrated and I don't want to watch it. So it's like, all right, like if I'm predicting the movie, I might as well make my own movie at that point. So I think it was 4 or 5. I forget which one it was, but one of the ones I recently watched, I started calling out everything that was going to happen. And it's like, why am I watching this if I know what's going to happen next? So.
Hey, Jay, at this point, you can create your own movie. All these different sites they have.
Another one that did bad with sequels.
Just be honest, man.
The very first one got 57%, and I like the first Transformer. Transformer 2, 19%. Transformers 3, 35%. And Transformers 4, 18%. So according to Rotten Tomatoes, you made a decent film and you haven't made a decent one since the first time around.
So you just went from decent, unwatchable. I can watch this unwatchable.
And these are all popular franchises that people swear by, you know?
Yeah.
That have
Yeah,
cult
that's true.
followings. And the last one I got, which I think this one is a big example of too many sequels, because I believe we're up on 8 or 9 for this particular film franchise. Jurassic Park. Have you seen Jurassic Park 1? It's really good, right? Did
Yes.
you like it? I liked it, like, at least. I really liked Jurassic Park 1. 91%. Jurassic Park 2, 57%. So you went from a great film to a decent film. That's not bad. Jurassic Park 4, 48%. I mean, excuse me, Jurassic Park 3 is
What about
48%.
3?
And then Jurassic
Oh.
Park 4, 50%. So you're decent now. You went from a great film to decent, and I'm pretty sure it gets worse and worse because, like I said, they're up to 8 now. Like, I'm gonna do this on the fly. I probably should have looked it up beforehand. I'm gonna look this up real quick. I'm curious of what the most recent Jurassic Park did because I don't think it did well. What's another film series that you think went too far?
Well,
What you gonna say?
like, well, I was about to say, based off what you're saying, they went from good, everybody loved it, to all right, all right, all right. Eventually, I think it might become bad. That's what I'm thinking.
They switched it to Jurassic Park World. So Jurassic Park 3 came out in 2001. And like I said, that was 43%. And then the fourth one, which was Jurassic Park World, did 50%. Yeah.
So they're just all right movies.
And let's see what the most recent one. They got one come out, I want to say, this year. So let's see how this one did. Jurassic Park World Rebirth. Another thing, too, is it's only so many ways you can retell this story.
I agree. It
Jurassic
is.
Park, Jurassic World Rebirth got 50%. So they're not even good films. They're okay.
So, yeah. Let me ask you this. Since we're talking about sequels and seasons, what did you think about the game? You seen the
With the
show The Game?
Maury twins, yeah, it didn't. It never pulled me in. I don't like sports drama TV shows. I think they're, in my personal opinion, stupid. Like, why are we? I'm a big sports fanatic. I don't really care about the athletes and their personal life. Like, I don't care that so and so is dating a famous singer. Like, that never motivates me. Or, oh, I wonder what's going on. Like, I don't care about that. So sports dramas never was my thing. But I know that one went on for a long time. That one got like 8 or 9
Okay,
seasons.
I was just wondering. It's
Are you
still going
serious?
on at one point. Yeah, they got picked up by another station.
They don't even
I
have the
forget
original
name of the
cast
station.
anymore.
But they changed it up. They changed up different things and stuff.
Yeah, not my thing. You like that show? Do you feel like it should still be going on?
I'll say I liked it at the beginning, and then at the end it's like, eh. And then, they redid it, and at the beginning you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then, like how we said with the Jurassic Park, it might become, eh. It goes from, hey, 90, 80 to
Yeah.
this decent.
And that's the Achilles heel of a lot of great shows. It goes on
But
for too long.
I beginning
Like,
out there, yeah.
The Simpsons went on for damn near 40 years. Now we got Family Guy. And I loved Family Guy in the beginning. Like the first 5-6 seasons of Family Guy, I was all in. But after a while, it's like, all right, I feel like we're telling the same jokes. And then it's like, all right, it just got stale to me, you know?
Probably South
hate South
Park is
Park
on your list too.
I watched like 3 episodes and it was terrible. It was unentertaining. I hate South Park.
So I'll say that's a few. I forget that one show with Bobby Hill.
King of the Hill.
You know what show I'm talking? I can't remember the name of the show off the top of my head. King of the Hill, yes.
I
What
like
you think
King
about
of the Hill
that
for what
one?
it was. I know they did or are doing a reboot. I believe they brought it back or in the process of bringing it back. Not everything needs to be brought back. Imagine them bringing back the cast of Martin It's like, bro, everyone's in different phases of their life. None of the characters look the same. Everyone's old now, you know. Like, I don't think it would be a good idea to bring. It's not always a good idea to bring certain shows back, you know. Like they brought back Roseanne. You remember Roseanne?
Yep.
They brought back Roseanne,
Yeah.
and then Roseanne got in trouble because she made like some racist remarks on Twitter. So then they removed Roseanne, and then tried to have the show about Roseanne's family without Roseanne. Like it was just weird. It was weird. And then that went on for like 8 more seasons. So the original went on for like 8, 9 seasons, and then the remake went on for like 8 or 9 seasons. So
Let me tell you a remake that bombed hard that I couldn't even watch. I watched 3 episodes and said this is garbage.
Proud Family.
The Proud Family.
Yeah, because
How
I was
you do
thinking
that?
about that one. That was such a good show when it came out, man. And then they brought it back, and I was actually looking forward to it because I think we got 2 seasons of Proud Family, maybe 3, and then yeah, it wasn't a
I don't
lot.
know
So
how
we got.
many.
I'm like, all right, I'm open to it. I'm always open to stuff that's near and dear to my childhood. And then we seen it, and it was just like, nope, I'm good.
I don't even think I finished
So,
the third
all in all-
episode. I just watched 2 and it was done.
I say this to say not everything needs a sequel, and not everything needs 15 seasons. You know, all good things must come to an end theoretically. So, you know, it's okay that Fresh Prince ended after 6 seasons. It was a great show. It ended. We all shed our tears. It had a really good ending. You know, it's okay that Martin ended.
Well, they kind of rebooted it.
Yeah,
kinda
but they made it was
rebooted
different
Fresh
though.
Prince.
So I was okay with
A
that
little
because
bit.
it's like a drama now, which
Yeah.
personally I don't care for it, but it's different. They're trying to find unique ways to be about it, so I'm okay with that. But like,
Because they had Will in the final episode.
oh, I've never seen
That's
it,
what
so
I
I
heard.
couldn't tell you. I don't care for dramas. I don't care for sports dramas, bro. It's just not me. I do not care for sports dramas. So that's why like Friday Night Lights, hated that. Like it's like because now we're getting off the sports, you know what I'm saying? Like now we're looking at, you know, I think with sports dramas you can have 1 maybe 2 seasons before we're getting too far away from sports. Cause like yeah, so and so struggling between being a good kid and trying to provide for his mom who's sick and stuff like that, his siblings, cause his mom's on drugs, so he's in the street selling drugs, but he's trying to play football. Like you can tell that story, but then again, I feel like that should be a movie more so than anything. Like I like to watch a movie of that, opposed to 10 episodes of him slinging drugs and getting caught and then turning his life around and giving his life to God. Like it's just too much. It's too much. So yeah, all things don't need a sequels. Some
Hey,
episodes
I think we should.
can get away. Some some movies can get away with sequels,
we
but history shows us.
we gonna make us a sports drama.
History shows us sequels aren't necessary.
We gonna make us a sports drama,
Crazy.
bro.
It'd be about water polo.
No, it's gonna be swimming. We're gonna make a swim team.
And then we're gonna have our main character. His name is gonna be Marcus, and he's the only black kid on the swim team, and he deals with racism at swim meets. So stupid, bro. It's so stupid.
We're talking about some NFL news. That's the first part. Because we're gonna break this into 2 parts: NFL news, and then we're gonna talk about playoffs and playoff scenarios. NFL news. Trayvon Diggs got released by the Cowboys, and he was picked up by the Packers. He was a 1-time All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler. What do you think about that release and the Packers picking him up? Do you think he's going to
Part of
make
me
an impact?
feels like, and forgive me, I didn't do my research into it. Part of me feels like Diggs asked to be released. Because why? I understand you release guys. It's a business. It's a part of the game. We get that. Why are we releasing him before the season ends? I feel like we eliminated from the playoffs, let him finish the year out, and then coming into the offseason, like, hey, you know, we've been thinking if it's best if we part ways. So I feel like the only time a player gets released like that is because you're trying to, because you asked for be released. So I think he asked to be released. Still don't understand it. He dealt with a lot of injuries, so I understand why Dallas was easily okay. Plus, he was on pace to have a big contract next year. What was it? $42 million, which we all know they weren't going to pay on that.
His last 2 years were non-guaranteed.
So, yeah. So there's that. But will he make an impact in Green Bay? Honestly, I don't think so. He's not a Micah Parsons. He hasn't been good since he dealt with all the injuries. We've been seeing him get exposed a lot because he gambles too much. So, I mean, wish him the best. Never wish bad upon nobody, but I'm not. We'll see what he does Sunday. You think he'll play Sunday? I think he'll play Sunday.
You have to play him because you're trying to get him used to the scheme, and you're going to
looking
be
to
in the
make a playoff
playoffs.
push without your best defensive player. So yeah, I will see Diggs. We'll see Sunday how he looks. I think they do need a secondary help. They do need a corner. Jair Alexander wasn't that guy. That's why they moved off from him. And just for Baltimore to realize he's not that guy anymore, and they moved off of him. And speaking of guys who aren't that guy anymore, hey, Brandon Ayuk, what's going on? You haven't played football in about a year and a half, buddy, on the ACL. Where have you been at? What do you think about that, Money?
The whole situation's weird to me, bro. Like, it went from him getting paid and injured and everything to him not being around the team. And it's like the 49ers are like, hey, bro, we don't need you. We still going to fight for the number one seed without you.
I've already heard the 49ers have
I don't understand it, bro.
what they did. They declined his bonuses. They revoked his bonuses because he hasn't played. So Brandon Ayuk, this is a 90% chance he's cut by the end of the season. And the fact that 49ers, like you kind of touched base on, are still alive with all the injuries, just shows the great coaches, man. Just shows the great coaching staff they have. Their defense is still playing really well. So we got to give what's his name his props, even though they didn't want to give it to him in the Jets. But we saw his impact immediately. Once they fired Saleh in New York and he was no longer the coach, that defense became terrible. Leading into this year, the defense was still terrible. And I love Aaron Glenn. I really was rooting for him. But he has not been a good coach, point blank period. And Robert Saleh went to the 49ers missing, I want to say, 8 or 9 starters on defense.
Jay, you're missing Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. That's all you have to say. And you're still fighting for the number one seed.
So you got to give him his props. Robert Saleh definitely deserves his props. So,
what do you think about what about the Raiders and tanking?
I know you're big on this, so I'm gonna let you take over. I don't think. I just feel like it's too many variables in sports for people to be like, oh, they're tanking. Tanking for who? No one in this draft is worth saying I'm gonna ruin my season, potentially get fired, to go get X player.
It seems like they're tanking for Mendoza, bro. Because here's the situation, right? You shut down Crosby, and Crosby, I forget what injury they said. I think it was a knee injury, but he posted a video on social media showing him working out and doing other things, talking about hurt. I ain't hurt. What are they talking about? So now they might be under investigation now by the NFL, and then Brock Bowers was put on IR.
I understand that because you're eliminated for playoff contention. Why am I risking my stars going into the off season instead of training, doing rehab? So I get that. Bosa, that video is fraudulent if you think about it too, because he's not doing anything intense. He's just casually just putting up some shots. Then he's just casually just jumping on the trampoline. And then I seen steals. I didn't even see him jumping on the trampoline. I seen pictures of it. So how do I know he was out there doing backflips on it and stuff like that? You can do things on a twisted knee that is fine. But those movements and those cuts, like I ain't see him jab, I ain't see him dunk. We all know he can dunk. I've seen him hoop before. I didn't see anything intense about his basketball video. So I kind of disagree with that. He's just frustrated with the season, which he has a right to, as one of the better defensive players in the league and the leader of that team, to be told you can't compete for the rest of the year. I understand his frustration, but for what? What are we keeping you out there for? For you to be hurt or get hurt and then you miss time next year?
I'm gonna say this, and this might be more of a talk during the off season. but I think he's gonna get moved.
It's on the board.
I think that relationship between him and the team is fractured. And you got a young team. Think about it, bro. I think they're gonna get the number one pick. So they're gonna draft Mendoza. You got a young running back with Genty, and then you have Bowers. So you have a young team. Crosby, he doesn't fit that timeline. Like, yeah, he's great, but you're gonna need time for that team to gel. And he's not happy being
I won't say
there.
he's not happy there. He's not happy
So I
losing
think he's gonna
because he
get
loves
moved.
Las Vegas. He's made that very clear.
Yeah.
He didn't want them to get rid of Tay Adams. He didn't want them to get rid of who else he got rid of? I can't think of his name. It was a couple people there that he was like, so he may be frustrated with, but he's not happy with the situation. He does want to be there, but I tend to agree with you. I definitely starting to believe he may be on the move. We just gotta figure out. I think you are right that there's an offseason topic. We just gotta figure out what team could use a guy like him.
Any team in the NFL, 31 other teams
right.
can use
I mean,
that.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's a difference maker. Max Crosby's a dog, you know. So, what else you got?
So, yeah, that's what I have so far. I have all these scenarios, and then we had a previews and that type of thing.
Well,
So
let me
I'm ready
recap
to-
this game. We
ready to
gotta talk about
those.
it. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Carolina Panthers 27-10. Seattle dominated on both sides of the ball. The game was tight early with both teams struggling to find any offensive rhythm. It was 3-3 at halftime, which gave me hope. And it's like, all right, we hanging in there. We don't look good on offense, but neither do they. The second half, that's when Seattle's defense was like, all right, we're a top 5 defense in the NFL. We're going to show them we're a top 5 defense. They were forcing turnover after turnover, shutting down our offense. We went 3 and out, I want to say 3 times in a row. Then Julian Love got an interception. I don't know what Bryce saw in that situation. And to set them up to score, Seattle's running back, Zach Charbonnet, ended up with 110 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And Sam Darnold threw a touchdown to A.J. Barner, and that was about it. He didn't play that great himself. He also had an interception in the fumble, but he played good enough for his team to win. Carolina managed only 139 yards of total offense and one of their lowest outputs of the season. And Bryce Young struggled. Like I said, he's been a roller coaster all up and down this year. He limited in the passing. He had under 60 yards passing and did have a rushing touchdown late, but it didn't make a difference. Seattle's defense was the main storyline here. They dominated it and limited our offense to a very poor production and forcing turnovers that turned the tide in the second half. Seahawks extended their winning streak to 6 games and improved to 13-3, putting them in a strong position to playoff seeding. Carolina, however, falls to 8-8 and will likely need help in Week 18 to clinch the NFC South. What are your thoughts on this game?
Well, since we're talking about that, we're gonna have to talk about the other game regarding that. But my thoughts. You told me from the get go. You're like, I think Seattle's gonna beat us. Seattle is fighting for the number 1 seed. We have to give Sam Darnold his props, bro. You went from the Vikings and they looked like a dumpster
Since he left.
you know, to Seattle. Yeah, to Seattle, and didn't he have 2 teams that won over 12 games?
Yeah, he won over 12 with Minnesota, and he
he's
did it in
a
Seattle.
difference
So,
maker.
yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people thought Seattle was crazy for moving off Geno.
They won. Seattle won,
Yeah.
and they got draft picks for him. And you got Sam Darnold. You got Sam Darnold for free. You just had to sign him to a contract, and he
A lot of
makes
the big
less
names
than
quarterback, correct.
some quarterbacks right now. They're on the bench.
Correct.
Like
Tua making
Tua
more
turned
money
the
than
ball over.
him.
We
Kirk
gonna- we
Kissing
gonna talk
Cousins is
about
making
that.
more money than him.
Right now, he's making. Mahomes has gotten injured,
No.
so we can't really say much about him. He's looked better than
Yes.
Josh Allen.
Josh
to be
Allen
honest.
is looking like a roller coaster.
Then you got. He's making less than Lamar. He's probably making less than Baker. Is he
I
making
think
less than
so.
Baker?
If not, they're about the same. Because Baker just signed a contract a year or 2 ago, so he might be. I think Baker and him might be. He might have a little more than Baker actually. Not much though.
Okay. but he looks like it looks like the Jets made the right pick. They just got the wrong.
I mean, the Jets is a bad team. You no matter who the quarterback is, if you got a bad offensive line, a bad running back, a bad receiver core, a bad secondary, a bad linebacker, it don't matter who you put on that team. We could have put Tom Brady on that Jets team back then, and Brady wouldn't have did nothing.
Yeah. So we got to give Sam Darnold his props. He's a baller quarterback, man. But and then think about this: Seattle also moved off of DK, which looked like it was a good move because
I never thought
JSN
DK
is
was all that
balling out
great either.
of control.
Honestly, like he has the size and the measurables, but he never put it together. He had a great rookie year. Then after that, what did he do? Or maybe I'm mistaken. He had a great second year. It's one of either his first year or second year. He was really good, and then after that, he hasn't been done anything.
Even when
No,
Ole
he
Miss
didn't.
didn't put up crazy stats, A.J. Brown
He
was
was
always
second
a better
fiddle.
player.
So losing this game,
And they made a great pick.
losing
with
this
JSN.
game. Now Carolina controls their own destiny. If the Panthers beat or tie with Tampa Bay in Week 18, they win the NFC South outright and clinch a playoff spot. An alternate path if Carolina loses. If the Carolina loses to the Bucks, they can still win the division if Atlanta beats the Saints. Because since we've lost to the Saints twice, and if we lose to Tampa, we will be leaving our fate in the hands of the Falcons. That will create a three-way tie in the NFC South, all
We're up
finishing
and
with
down.
8-9 records. The NFC South is the worst division in football, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, bro.
Hey Jay, we helped y'all out. We had a I'll be on Bleacher Report in the forums. There was a Panthers fan that came in there and said, "Can y'all beat the Bucks for us this week?"
I mean, because he probably knew just like I knew. I knew we were going to lose to Seattle. Like, no matter how much I try to support this team, I've seen enough to see, hey, we can beat the really good teams. And then I also seen we can lose to the really bad teams. So, and then the way Seattle's been playing too lately, I just knew we were going to lose that one. So, we needed the Dolphins to beat the Bucks, and that happened. Carolina's currently sitting at 8-8. Tampa's sitting at 7-9. You want to give us a real recap of that game?
The game at the beginning, I thought we were going to run away with the game because Baker threw a few picks and everything. And here's a stat for all Bucks fans. What Jay? What was the stat you told me about the Bucks record if Baker throws a pick? It was like 0-8 or 0-7. 0-7. Well, 0-8 now. 0-8 now. And I'm gonna just be honest, Jay. Do you all? If you all or the Bucks make it, do you see either team going far this year based off of how they've been playing, or what are your thoughts?
The Bucks, they're the ultimate wild card because look at how they started the season off. I don't know if they ran out of gas or what, but they're the ultimate team. Like maybe with Carolina, I feel like we're in that same boat, but not as deep as the Bucks. They started off red hot. We didn't start off red hot. We were wishy-washy the whole season. So depending on who we match up against, there's a baby chance.
Based off of the looks, looking right, it might be the 49ers or Seahawks, the Rams or Green Bay.
I think Carolina can beat the Packers. No Michael Parsons. I think Carolina can beat them. I think Tampa can beat the Niners, actually. We've already lost to the Niners. I don't think we have an answer for CMC. Seattle's already beat us. We couldn't stop their backup running back, so that would be a loss. So, to be completely transparent, there's a 70% chance we're one and done. But it's always the any given Sunday. So more than likely, no matter who wins the division, they're probably going to be eliminated round one, like you said. So, I mean, honestly, if it comes down to it, I'd rather miss the playoff, get a better draft position, than win and then lose in the first round. And I go from picking potentially 8th to 15, 16.
Matter of fact, I was wrong. They say Green Bay It's locked into the 7th seed. My bad. So it's going to be either the 49ers, Rams, or
The
Seahawks,
49ers, Rams, or Seahawks. Yeah, I mean,
depending on what happens with
we beat one of those teams,
depending on
but
what
I'm gonna be
happens with
honest,
that
Matthew
division.
Stafford in the playoffs is terrifying. So there's a 90% chance, no matter if it's us or the Bucks, will probably lose that game. So I just think we're just not there yet defensively.
Okay.
I think we're slowly getting there. Bryce is starting to show flashes, but he's been showing flashes. We just need him to put it together for a whole season. We can't have games where you throw for 350 yards in a game where you had 60 yards passing. That's sickening. That's sickening to see that box score.
You gonna be honest with you, bro? Bryce is starting to remind me of Tua. And we know what type of quarterbacks those are, right? The good enough.
Hey, he
not to
ain't
be
throwing
good
his
enough
team under the
quarterbacks.
bus,
I
so
hope
I ain't
I'm
finna go that
wrong.
far.
No. I ain't talking about that part, but I'm talking about. Remember, Tua would put up all these stats on the bad teams.
Yeah,
and
but we
never
beat
beat
the good teams though.
Bryce at least has beat a few of the good. He's at least beat a few of the good teams. But I'm saying about the good enough not to be good enough. Like he'll be good. He put up numbers and stuff, but it's like can
Yeah,
he
no.
put
I mean,
us
he
over
couldn't
the
do it in
top?
college. I don't believe he's one of the
That's
few
my
guys who
question.
went to Alabama and didn't win a national championship with Saban. So it's like, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, who knows what happens in the playoffs? It's a different environment, different experience. I think it would be good though if we can make the playoff. That's the one thing. Reason why I'll be okay with it. Which is why I would want us to make the playoffs originally, is because even if we make the playoffs and we lose, we get that playoff experience. We got a rookie wide receiver to get that feeling for, and our quarterback who we're still unsure of. He may be the guy going forward, but he gets that feel of the playoffs too.
Okay. Well, I'll say to recap with the Dolphins game. Jalen Wright and A-Chan did everything they needed to do. Ollie Gordon. We had a rookie quarterback in Ears who looked really good. I'm gonna say I would give him a chance next season because I look at it like this. This season isn't to me a great quarterback draft. I would give him a chance. I would bring in, if I had some money, I would bring in a free agent quarterback and let them battle it out and see who would be the starter. But if we didn't look good next season, I would go get my quarterback because we still have to work on fixing our books. Because looking at it, I don't think Tua's going to be on the team next season. You don't go from the starter to the emergency quarterback and expect to be on the team.
I'm gonna tell you like a rich man told me.
What do you think?
It's cheaper to keep him. If you look at every possible scenario of Tua getting cut, Tua getting traded, it's cheaper to keep him.
Well, I'm gonna just say this: 2028, he will not
for
be
sure.
on the team.
Unless he has a return to max season next year to where he starts playing like the guy that I saw 3 years ago that led the league in passing, led the league with the highest completion percentage. I agree with you. He won't be on the Dolphins.
Do you think
He's
that can
not
happen?
30 yet, so I'm going to say yes, it's possible.
because, but not likely to me because Mike McDaniel
Yes.
could possibly get fired, and after two coaches getting fired, a third one might be like, I don't know if I want to
Hey,
put my
like
job
they say,
on the line with him.
it's only so
Let's
many
be real.
quarterbacks we can go through before we say maybe it's not the quarterback.
I'm gonna say unless he's a freak of nature quarterback, and then they're like, okay, maybe we take this chance, but Flores is going.
looking
McDaniel
like
might
he's
be on his
going
way out of the door because they just hired. Because they just hire. Who they just hired?
Y'all found y'all new GM?
No, we just hired advisor. Troy
Which doesn't
Aikman.
make any
We
sense.
hired
He has
Troy
no
Aikman as
ties to
advisor to
Miami
help us find
whatsoever.
the next GM.
You'd think they'll go talk to Dan Marino.
And Jay, we have Dan Marino in the front office, which guess who he wanted during the draft we took to him. He wanted Justin Herbert. They asked him, he said Justin Herbert, and they took Tua anyways.
It's tough, man. I mean, you also got to look at situations too, bro.
Because
If Justin Herbert ended up in Miami, do we know if he would have looked that good? Because he doesn't have the veteran wide receivers in Miami that he had in Chargers that helped him develop. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen.
let's just call it what it
they're
is.
like, hey, you can trust us.
If he had the weapons he had, that
Devontae
Tua
Parker,
had,
Mr.
yes.
Concussion himself.
No. We're talking about Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
That's down the road. He had Waddle his second year. Tua didn't have no help his first year.
Yeah, if he had Waddle his second year, then hey, Fitzpatrick was.
Do you
willing
think
to
Waddle
deal
at
with
his
them
peak
boys.
is better than Mike
Got him
Evans at his
5
peak?
wins.
I mean, not Mike Evans, Mike Williams.
No.
And I agree
No.
with that. I feel like Mike Williams at his best was better than Jalen Waddle at his best. And it's like, and obviously Jalen Waddle still has, a lot of time left, but it's two different receivers.
He has talent, but
Exactly. That size
That's
plays a
size.
role.
they
both are injury prone, so we can't say, one missed more
think
games. They
Herbert
both
like
missed a bunch
bigger.
of games.
I think he like bigger receivers, and I think he could have made it work with Devontae Parker, bro. He like throwing that.
Every 3 plays, Devontae Parker had a
Devontae Parker
concussion.
was like
That's why he
catching-
retired. He kept getting concussions.
And then we have Preston Williams, who
He wasn't
was
that great when he was on the
too.
field either.
So we'll have
I
to
mean,
see.
We'll see that exactly. We'll see what happens. It's not looking good. Tua's, like I said, he said the right thing for the first time, but now it's like you done finally said the right thing after we done, okay, you finna get fired. Like, all right, okay, let me do my job now. I don't want to get fired. It's too late, bro. We already started documentation.
Hey, Jay, that's like when the police got you in the cuss.
Yeah, it's
Look,
like
man, I'll be
I
good
knew I
now.
should have been going
Like,
170.
nah, bro.
You right?
Like,
Okay, I get your point. No, it's too late for that, brother. You're going to the slammer, okay?
All right, you ready for these
Let's see
playoff
what you got.
scenarios, bro? Okay, so I don't have every playoff scenario broken down because I think at a point I think it's boring. But basically, for the number 1 seed in NFC, it's between the Seahawks and 49ers. Whoever wins is going to be the 1 seed. Whoever lose is either going to be the 5 or the 6 seed.
Okay.
So this game is going to be must-see TV, bro, because it's a division rival game for the number 1 seed. You know they both going all out. I'm going to ask you this. Who are you picking in this game out of those two teams?
If they meet in the playoffs? Oh, for the number one
one
playoffs?
seed.
I mean,
No,
shoot, man. I got to go Rams. It's hard to be a team 3 times.
Seattle or the,
Seattle,
or
the 49ers?
Yeah, that's Seattle or the 49ers.
Oh, okay.
That's who's playing.
Between those two, Seattle, the 49ers, Seattle, they're hot right now.
I'm going 49ers, bro. I think C-Mac is going to show up.
I think that defense is going to catch up to them eventually. More than likely, sooner than later. So, yeah.
You think so? Okay. The number 2 seed is Chicago. Number 3 is Philly. Number 4 is Carolina/Bucks, depending on who wins. 5 right now is the 49ers. 6 is the Rams, and the Green Bay Packers are locked into number 7.
So who would the
no
Bears
matter
play?
what. For the NFC.
Yeah,
so it'd
it'll
be
the
2
Packers.
versus 7, right? So the Bears
Yeah,
would play Green Bay.
I got Green Bay upset
Yeah.
now. Caleb Williams' first time in the playoff. I do think he could be potentially the ultimate wild card because it's like, is Caleb Williams going to show up and throw for 300 yards and get 60 rushing yards? Or is he going to go up there and throw for 150 yards and get 2 turnovers?
I'm picking
Really?
Chicago. Here's the reason why. Division rivals, you never know what can happen. Remember, Miami lost Tua and doggone Skylar Thompson went up there and almost beat
Almost
Buffalo.
does not count
And
unless
Buffalo.
we're playing horseshoes and with hand grenades.
So I'm just saying, bro, the division
You're
rival
right.
games are unpredictable. Like I'll say this, bro. you can. I don't like. I'll say this, and somebody made a good point. They said I don't judge my team based off of division rivals because you all are built to beat each other. I base my team based off of the other teams they play. Because think about it, you all build your team to play to beat each other.
I mean, you
That's
build
how
a
the
team
teams
to
are built.
win the Super
Like,
Bowl,
hey,
but I mean, you
we're
got to
playing to
start in
beat
the
the-
division. So I guess in theory, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
because there's times where it rotates. Because there was one point in time
That's how
where
I
the
look at
NFC East was the worst division of football. The Eagles was terrible that year. Dallas wasn't that great. The Washington was terrible. All them boys was bad, you know. So it all depends. So who's 3-6?
3. Philly was 3. 4 Carolina. 5 the 49ers.
So the
6
Rams
the
and
Rams.
Philly.
So
Yeah, I got.
it'd be
I got
Philly
the
versus
Rams.
Rams.
I know Philly beat them during the regular season, but with all the marbles pushed to the table, I think this is going to be Jalen Hurts' first big game where he plays bad.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro. How Philly's been playing this year, I don't
Yeah.
trust them beating the Rams. The Rams look like the better team. Okay, now we're gonna get to the AFC. You know, this is my side, right? So Denver, New England, and Jacksonville are all fighting for the number 1 seed. I'm gonna break down the scenarios. Denver gets the 1 seed if they win, right? Or if New England and Jacksonville lose. Okay? New England gets the 1 seed if they win and Denver loses. Okay? And Jacksonville gets the number 1 seed if New England and Denver win. New England and Denver lose and they win. So it's a 3-way fight for the number 1 seed. New England plays Miami, so anything can happen. We're going to see them bring out all the big guns. They're trying to get the number 1
Right.
seed. That's what they want. I personally, looking at it, I think Denver is going to get a 1 seed. Here's the reason why. The Chargers are not starting their starters in that game. And we like Trey Lance, but you're in a tough
With a bunch of
spot playing
backups.
Denver with the backup wide receivers. What are your thoughts? Who do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can see Denver too. Although I'm just not a believer in Bo Nix, man. I'm just not a believer in him. Like I've seen enough to where it's like, yeah, it's hard to make that argument based on how the teams look this year with the winning. But when you have one of the best defenses in football, it makes your job a lot easier. You know, they lost that game to Jacksonville because of Bo Nix not playing well, and then Trevor Lawrence eating that defense up. So I think Denver will be it,
You're right.
but I do see them getting knocked out in the divisional.
Okay, so basically, here's we're gonna just go based off of what it looked like right now. The number 1 seed, Denver. Number 2, New England. Number 3, Jacksonville. Number 4, Pittsburgh/Ravens. Number 5, Houston. Number 6, the Chargers. Number 7, Buffalo. I don't know if the Chargers and Buffalo can change, but the Chargers are basically saying we're in the playoffs. We don't want nobody getting hurt, no matter who we play. It's gonna be a
What
tough
would you do?
matchup.
Would you play your guys in that situation for the
I'ma
1
say
seed,
this.
or would you be like, "Hey, we in there. That's all that matters to us."
If I was
If
Denver
you're
or if I was the
Denver,
Chargers?
or if you're the Jags, do you try to fight for that 1 seed, or do you just let it go?
I'll be scoreboard watching, bro.
It's hard to scoreboard watch your games at the same time. I don't have the
Because-
times written down, but if theoretically we all play at 1:00, you can't be scoreboard watching. You can't be like, all right, they losing at half. I'm pulling my guys.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay, my water boy
Okay.
over there watching the other game, bro. hey, my water boy, bro. You pay for whatever you gotta pay for, bro. You better be watching doggone game. You better let us know the score. As soon as I see 21-0, yeah. Trevor, all y'all boys, y'all out. We're not risking injury now.
But what if you in a tight game?
What
What if
would
it's
you do?
7-7
Because it's
and you see Denver getting blown out? You got to win your game then.
If I see Denver getting blown out, I'm telling them boys we about to kick some butt. No, but now you're watching the New England game too. Because New England, if Miami's beating New England, I'm telling them, bro, put the pedal to the metal. We're going to get that number one seed. Because you got to watch two games, to be honest. One water boy watching the Denver game, the Denver versus Chargers. The other water boy watching New England versus Miami. Let us know the scores. We got a whole whiteboard.
Got a whiteboard on the sideline.
This how much time I I'm just being honest because it's like, bro, if those two teams are blowing out other teams, you're the number 3 seed at best. I don't want to go into the playoffs with injury.
I mean, that's fair. I understand. I don't know, man. I think I'll play for it. I mean, because then if we get it, because then if it's bittersweet because if you don't get it and then you lose somebody important, it's like, damn. So it just comes down to it. I don't know. And then you don't want your guys to get too much rest because let's say you sit your guys, right? And your guys your backup somehow pull off the win to get the 1 seed. So now your starters haven't played for 2 weeks going into that game opposed to 1.
No, my starter's going to play regardless. My starter's going to play regardless. I'm just not going to, I'll just, scoreboard watch.
So if you got the 1 seed locked up, you playing your starters
at
or
least
no?
1 quarter. I got a 1 seed locked up. Y'all playing 1 quarter. If I'm Denver, the thing is, none of these teams are number 1 seed locked up. So I'll say I would play my starters at least 1 quarter and see what's going on. If I'm Denver, I'm putting pedal to the metal, bro. We got to. We control our own destiny. We need to win this. I'm going to say, basically, based off of the matchup right now, I think New England's going to beat the New England plays Buffalo.
Yeah,
oh, man, that's going to be good.
Like you said, they know each other, yeah.
2 division rivals? Yeah. I think Jacksonville is going to beat the Chargers. They've done it before. I'm going to say something that you probably ain't going to expect. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to be number 4.
Pittsburgh's not a good team. Somehow, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Tomlin. Somehow Tomlin managed to do it again and not have a losing record. And they're still not a good team. They're still not a good football team. They're still are terrible, but they're more than likely going to win that division. What's the scenario for?
You think they're beating the Ravens this week? They play the Ravens this week.
So it's for the division championship, unless they did what they did last week and feed Derrick Henry. Because you heard what he said the week before when Henry wasn't there on the most important drive. Right. He was like, "Oh, well, we rotate our back, so it just wasn't his turn." I'm sorry, I thought you was a head coach. I thought you picked who goes in the game.
Hey Jay, I think they're gonna feed Henry. You know why? Lamar Jackson is coming off an injury.
He's been playing terrible.
This
is the worst season of his career.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, you're feeding Henry, bro. Henry will get the ball. I'm picking Baltimore to beat Pittsburgh because it's hard to beat a division rival twice, bro. It's very hard to do it.
It's gonna be something to see.
You've seen it. So I'm gonna say Jacksonville and Houston. No, it'll be Jacksonville and Pittsburgh, or
if it's Jacksonville and Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's in trouble.
See.
Because their defense is terrible.
Hold on. Let me see. So Denver's the 1 seed. I'll say we'll talk about all the playoff scenarios next week. Yeah. I mean, all the playoff matchups next week.
There's so many different variables.
Anything can change because of the Chargers lose, there's a possibility to go to number 7. If Buffalo win, they could go to number 5. I don't know all the scenarios, but it's like this list ain't set in stone. So I'm like, I think looking at it, bro, if Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville could beat Pittsburgh, Houston, the Chargers, or Buffalo. I think Jacksonville can beat anybody in the AFC, how they've been playing. Because they either could be the hottest team in the league or the worst. So I think Jacksonville could beat any team. With the NFC, the Rams are the ones that I'm like, man, they can run the table, bro. The Rams can run the table, but then you got Seattle. Bro, that division is tough. Seattle and the 49ers. I'm like, Seattle and the 49ers also can run the table. The NFC is more of a toss-up to me. The AFC, I think we both agree. I don't think Denver
No, I agree.
is ready yet. That's basically what I'm saying. And I'm going to say this. If Lamar and Josh Allen both get in the playoffs, y'all better win a bowl.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
This
This is their best chance,
one.
especially with Pat out. Like, this is your best chance. Because you're not going to convince me that Patrick Mahomes is not going to come back extra motivated next year.
Jay, think about this, right? You're playing with Pat out. A lot of the other superstar quarterbacks aren't even in the playoffs. The Philadelphia doesn't look that good. I think Seattle and the Rams are possibly beatable depending on how the Matt Stafford and
Correct.
Sam Darnold you get.
Everything's
I think
up in the
everything's
air.
possible, bro. Like, we haven't seen one team that we're like, they're going to win it all. I'm going to ask you this, bro. Looking at that, who would be your pick to play in a Super Bowl?
Man, who will be? I got the. If I had to pick right now, I got the Rams in Jacksonville. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is on another level right now. Their defense has been sensational all year long. Stafford's been the MVP in my eyes. He's been sensational. The dude went 9 weeks without throwing an interception. Yeah, I got the Rams versus Jacksonville.
Wow. I was going to do Jacksonville 49ers, bro.
It's going to be good for sure. It's going to be a good year of football.
Because
the way it ends, it's going to be definitely, wow. That's what we're going to say when it's all over. We're going to be like, wow.
Because think about this. A new champion more than likely will be crowned because
Right.
I don't see Philly making it that far.
No, I agree. I don't think Philly going to do it.
So
There's been turmoil all year for them.
they just haven't looked the same.
Yeah,
A.J.
it's
Brown
been rough.
pouting. Them not looking the same. So, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna say we can make our official picks when we see the match.
So next week we'll be making our official brackets. Me and Money gonna make our playoff brackets. Who's gonna beat who once everything's locked in stone, and we're gonna talk about that here next week. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe if you're new. Please share to a friend. Please leave a comment. We love when you guys leave comments about any topics you want us to talk about. We're pretty open to anything, you know. Any causes going on, Money, you want to talk about?
Nah.
Oh yeah, no.
Just
I
chilling.
mean, and then eventually we'll do a follow up on that Sharon Moore because apparently the AD has some very colorful things to say about that situation. So we'll talk about it, see if you think we should bring it up again or not. But anything you guys want to hear us talk about, leave in the comment section. We always respond. We try to respond. Gonna start this year off right. We're trying to get our count up. We're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the month. That's one of our goals, little baby goals to start the year off. You guys can help us do it. Anybody that supports us, we appreciate it. It means the world does more than you think. It means a lot when you guys hit that like button and leave a comment. Anything else I'm forgetting, Money?
And we
Yes,
appreciate all y'all.
1000%.
We appreciate all y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, hey, just comment and say, hey. You know, let us know, hey, I think this is a cool topic.
Anything, even if it's constructive
heck, if you want to
criticism,
debate
we'll
us on the
take
channel, let me know. Hey, if you want to debate us on the channel, let us know, because Jared said he had a homeboy, Angelo, who wanted to debate us. So I'll let you be the impromptu and I'll debate him. I'll debate him on the channel, bro. If we make it if we have to make it a short or whatever, I'll debate him, bro.
Not to be the moderator, that's funny.
Cause he yeah.
All right, until the next one, thank you so much. I'm Jace HD, aka 2Wavy Jason.
I'm F Money. I'm Money for short. Take it easy, y'all.